guys, Levi for the Rag Company, and today the great Jason Rose hanging out with me all the way from RUPES.
I was driving through.
Well, it was nice of you to stop by and say hello. So one of the good things about this and the timing of it is we've got the new Uno Protect now available on the website. You can pick it up and use it. But I wanted Jason to come and be able to talk to us, tell us about why it's such a good product, why it works, and what the benefits are. Most of you understand, based on podcasts maybe you listen to me talk about or other videos, I was never a big fan of an all-in-one product, and they were either too hard to take off, there was fillers in it, and or it just took too long, and I found that I could be faster utilizing one polish and a protection agent. And so people have kind of heard this 20-minute one-step that I talk about. But I have been using Uno Protect since January. I love it. But what I loved was when we talked to you about it, you said the same thing. You weren't a fan of all-in-one products. And
over time, especially it's a perspective thing that for high-end paint correction and high-end detailing, there is this perception that all-in-one products are kind of a cheater,
right,
or it's less professional, or we're delivering false results to the customer. And so there's a bit of misunderstanding about the function and the utility of an all-in-one product.
Well, I love it. Why don't you show us a quick application on the surface? Do you want to use that pad?
Sure. Not knowing, we haven't done a test spot, so I have no idea how the paint's going to respond. But this would be the go-to choice for a test spot.
Okay.
You're going to get the maximum cut and finish, kind of the balance of cut and finish with this pad. And on most cars, this is going to finish really well. So this is what we actually hope.
Yeah.
The test spot says, okay, that's a good combo.
Well, and for those of you wondering, you can go back and to check our YouTube videos where we do a Morgan Learns Detailing episode where we get this hood off of a car in a junkyard. We literally are taking it off. This is a very beat up hood.
Yeah.
There is a lot of damage on it. There is a lot of water staining. And it was a respray. So this isn't factory Hyundai paint, but I think this was a perfect hood to be able to play with it. So you may see some spots that didn't come out, but this hood is pretty much the worst case scenario of a car that we could find. So
it's a test.
Yeah.
I drove all the way here for you to get
That's right.
So first thing you want to do is shake this up, because there are liquids and solids that you want to make sure are fully suspended here. Then the natural priming process that RUPES recommends for compounds and polishes, you don't have to be as picky with this because it's going to do a lot of self-priming.
Yeah.
Because of the way the formula is. So you basically want to get some product on there. I do a spiral. You can sign your name, do an X.
You can do smiley faces.
Smiley faces or dots or whatever you want to do. I'll let you be the van.
Okay.
And then, so this first application is going to function as our test spot.
Okay.
So you've been on this hood,
yeah.
but I have not. Let's find a good defected area right here.
Like a good spot right there in the middle.
We're going to select speed 4. That's our speed recommendation. And we're going to do side-to-side passes about the area of 6 times the pad diameter of whatever diameter we're working with.
Which is a 5-inch pad, so
that's our area.
Okay.
And then here's the adjustable part. I'll speak to this now before I fire up the tool, because you may have some competition with the tool noise. But the adjustability in this product is 2 things I can adjust as I'm applying this that will directly impact the defect removal.
Okay.
So I can go fast arm speed and light pressure, and that will give me the fastest application. It will gloss up the paint, but that would be less defect removal.
For something like, let's say it's a ceramic coated car and you're doing just a light touch up on it, you don't want to burn, you don't want to cut through the ceramic, so you're doing light pressure, fast speed.
That would be the application for that scenario. So also light defect removal, brand new car, let's say, you'll want to be mellow, less aggressive in your technique. Now, on the other side of the spectrum, if I wanted the maximum defect removal with this product, and it will cut like crazy, we actually have done 3,000 grit sanding marks. So the adjustment we make is more downward pressure, slower arm speed, and then you'll boost the defect removal of this product. So I don't know what we'll get on this, but I'll kind of do moderate pressure, moderate. And that's that. So then we'll do our time lapse 20 minutes later. Right?
There we go.
You really shouldn't be wiping this fast, but as you can see, it wiped.
Oh yeah, it's already, and you can even see where you were working on it.
So what we've got, oh, this actually responded really well. So
you can see where it wasn't right here.
A lot of oxidation, water spots were removed. Now I can still see the deepest of the deepest scratches are still there. But if we went around a whole car like this, this would transform the look of a car.
Yeah, you'd probably Joe Fernandez talks about certain percentages that you can get out of a car, and it always, you'd be taking a car that's maybe a 5 and you begin it to like a 6 or a 7.
Yeah.
You know, in that sense, which instantly most people are like, whoa.
Yeah. And very, very smooth. I know you can't feel this on camera, but it's, you know,
it's very smooth.
Very, very slick and smooth. And let me show you one more thing, if I can fire up the tool one more time.
Yeah, go for it.
It works better if you open the cap.
Well, one thing that I found that attending one of your trainings that I didn't even think about, and this is just me as a detailer, putting the cap back down on the product because of the way the chemistry is in the bottles, your polishes and compounds and stuff can go bad because you left the tops open.
Yeah.
I'm notorious for leaving tops open on stuff.
Well, you're not alone. There's lots of detailers that leave this cap open, and even a couple hours or by the end of the day, you have actually changed the formula in the bottle because the water and solvents have outgassed,
evaporated and all that. Yeah. So important rule, close the tap.
Now just to show, and I know you can see this, maybe you can't on camera, but I'll adjust my technique. I'm going to do more pressure and slower arm speed. What I just did is I short cycled that Levi just to make a point. So I only did that one pass,
but you
right to left.
You did
back.
more pressure, slower speed.
Yeah, and you'll see the dramatic difference in what this product will do with that.
Oh, holy cow. It basically did exactly what you did here, but you only did in that spot.
In a lot less time.
Yeah.
And the deeper marks that were there are gone. So it shows the adjustability of this product based on technique.
And that's with a really soft pad.
Yeah. So you can actually, there's 2 levels of aggressiveness beyond this pad. We have our blue wool, we have microfiber if you wanted really strong power. So the adjustability of this product is really broad. It's a broad range of adjustability. So,
right, yeah, and for me, like at my shop, one of the things I always try to tell my guys was, I want to try and provide the most amount of gloss and protection to a vehicle, the least amount of work.
Yeah.
Because we're running a business and that's just the key of that. And so a lot of it was trying to figure out how we could get the best finish for the job.
Yeah.
So if it was, hey, we're doing this on your car and it's an extra $150, I'm not gonna bust out 3000 grit and start wet sanding and do a 3 or 4 step process. Like you're getting one product, one pad, that's it. That's what you get from me. If you want to pay for that, we're going to go the next one. It's 2 products, 2 pads.
So there's that certain price point. And like consumers of all detail services and in fact other products that consumers purchase, there's a stratified offering. So a lot of consumers are conditioned to understand good, better, best. And an all-in-one or a cleaner wax, you know, whatever you want to call it, but that type product serves itself very well at a certain price point, as you mentioned.
Yeah, especially for customers who just look for a little pop. They want the car to look a little nicer. They've been driving it. Maybe they are a car wash customer in the sense that that's what they're, as soon as they leave your store, they're gonna go run it through the car wash a week later.
Soccer mom van, you know, that sort of thing. So the cleaner wax category really all-in-ones, cleaner wax, whatever you want to call those. The function of those is to go around the car once and, like you said, shine it up, gloss it up, remove some defects, but get what you can get in one application around the car and deliver a shiny protected surface. That's the function of an all-in-one. And like you, in the past, I had been not satisfied with the category because, and it's a very big challenge for a chemist. I'm not a chemist, but there's a challenge to the chemistry of an all-in-one because you're trying to do a lot.
Yeah, you're trying to get enough cut, you're trying to get enough finishing capability,
put some
protection on it.
Yeah.
And not all the time those things work well together.
So there are lots of cleaner waxes and all-in-ones on the market, and they're all a balancing act on those three things: cut, finish, and protection. So some of those are really strong in one of those three, or maybe two out of the three, but they're weak in the third. And what my goal was with our development team is we wanted to have a very fast application. That was one of the primary goals. It has to go on fast, has to wipe off fast, has to be a fast application, because that serves that price point, of the, all-in-ones. And then we wanted the maximum cut we can get in this category of product, and we wanted the highest gloss and the slickest finish and the most durability that you can possibly get all in one bottle. So it's kind of a balancing act on those three: cut, finish, and protection.
Okay.
And we believe we nailed it.
Yeah, one of my favorite things about this is the ability to just leave it on the car and then wipe it off, and the wipe off is so easy. It's like you're taking off easy wax, like a nice simple finish, which is not normal for an all-in-one. Sometimes it's a little stickier, or it's oily and it streaks like crazy when you're wiping and you're leaving marks. So it's like you read my mind. It's like you took all the things I didn't like and you made it, and I was like, man, that's really good. So Uno is a family of products.
Right.
This isn't, so we've been calling it Uno, but this is Uno Protect.
Yes.
So there's a family of Uno products,
So
just like Bigfoot.
Within Rupes, there's some sub-brands, Bigfoot being one of them. Scorpio. But Uno is now a new sub-brand for Rupes, and it's meant to be a family of products. The first out in the family was the Uno Protect. Some of you might be aware of the Uno Pure, which recently launched.
Saw it at SEMA.
And there will be more products in the Uno family. But basically what this sub-brand means, Uno, is it's one product that can be used across all of the tool platforms that we sell. So the random orbital, the gear-driven, the rotary, this one product can be applied by all of those tools. Yeah. So one product, universal for all, and even by hand. So it's universal in its application.
Nice.
And then also Uno means that it's you can take this one product and use it with a variety of pads.
Yeah.
So wool pads, microfiber, foam, whatever.
Which is one of the things I like about it, is the pad-dependent cut, so to speak. It's a term we use all the time. Mm-hmm. But and why we like a product is it's that pad-dependent cut. So you can go with something like the wool here that is very soft and get a very nice finish. Or if you need to step it up, you step up to that blue wool and get a little more aggressive cut to it. But what I love is even with that blue wool, you get a crazy good finishing capability.
Yeah, so the product is adjustable. That's another way of saying what you just said more eloquently. But it's adjustable in its cut and its finish based on the pad choice. And so we get this question a lot: oh, I love this product, but what pad am I supposed to use with it? Do I use wool? Do I use microfiber? Do I use foam? And our answer is yes.
Yeah, any of them. And we've been doing that in our own testing. It's one of my favorite things, is because if, let's say, you get a car that is very light, just take a silver car that you can't really see all the scratches in it, it's not that bad, you can hit it with a yellow wool or a yellow foam and be perfect. Yeah. Or you can stop halfway, swap out a pad, throw on a blue pad, work a scratch for a little bit, get that scratch out or close farther out, swap back to the pad and just finish out what you're doing, and you're not having to change the product. You're not having, which is a huge time saver, especially in a detail shop setting.
Now, if we want to narrow the field a bit, for those of you that just don't want all those options on pads, within our product line, it would be our yellow foam. There you go. or yellow wool.
Yeah, which are these guys?
Yeah, so this will narrow the field. If you have these two pads and this product, you can actually accomplish most of what you want to do on most cars.
Yeah. Well, in this hood, we've got like some extra water staining. This is a junkyard hood, of course, but it's got a lot of water staining. It's got some stuff, and I hit a couple spots with the blue just to see if I could cycle it. And other times you'll find that, like normal on the ones, if you cycle it all the way through the life of that product till it's almost gone, it doesn't always work. It gets gunky. You start melting some of the product inside of it.
You've actually heated up some of the material.
Yeah, and so, but what I like about this is even if you do heat cycle through to where you're at, it still left a really nice finish. I was able to wipe it off. I didn't have any issues removing the product, but it had that workability, which I really like, because sometimes you want to work a little spot a little longer.
Yeah, and that's part of the adjustable nature of the Uno Protect. And one of the frequent questions we get is, what is the defect removal strength? What is the power of the defect removal? And it's actually a difficult question to answer because it's adjustable, and based on the pad choice, the tool choice, and the technique. So it's a difficult question to answer because it is no one spot on the scale. It's a range.
Well, and it doesn't replace. This isn't designed to replace a multi-step correction,
right?
Or a true paint correction. Like if you have a customer that's paying and wants to do a 3-step or 4-step or whatever you're doing, you do those steps. You do those with the other set of the RUPES family products, and you can utilize the pads. But this is for the guys who need to they want to make some money, and a customer's looking to just get a quick polish on a car. This is easy because it adds that polish, adds that protection, gets that shine and gloss back.
Absolutely right. And it's in the category of what some people call express detailing. So it's that level. And then also it's a maintenance product for a full-on paint correction, multi-step procedure. Maybe 6 months later, it just needs a once around the car and spruce it back up again. And that's a good purpose for this product.
So chemically, for the folks that are wondering, like the protections, it's almost like a two-phase. So one of the reasons is you leave the product on the surface.
Yeah.
So you're basically applying the product to the surface. You're leaving it on. You're not wiping it off. You give it 20 minutes for the first initial batch the solids or whatever, the waxes that are.
So ideally, and let's talk about the ideal application, and realize that a lot of you detailers are not in the ideal environment to do what we're about to suggest, but let's talk about what the ideal situation is. So you want to be out of direct sunlight if you can, cool to the touch on the surface. Apply the product, so you do your test spot, dial in what pad choice you want, and then you apply the product on the whole car. You go around, apply every panel, come back, and leave that residue on every panel as you go, and that'll accommodate what you referred to as 20 minutes. So 20 minutes time, it allows the solids that are in this product to actually set up and layer down, do whatever bonding it's going to do. That 20-minute dwell time seems to be ideal, and then you can come back and wipe the residue off.
So that gives you that. So basically it takes you about 30-45 minutes to get around a car for most starters or newbies, I should say, unless you got a big car. We joke that I can get around a car in about 20 minutes. So, but the point is that time period, by the time you make it all the way around, you're basically set up.
Yeah.
It's like when I joke with people that when you apply a wax, like, well, when do I take it off? Well, as soon as you've got around to the other side of the car.
Yeah.
When you made it around, then just swap out, grab a towel and start wiping it off.
And that
so
lays
that
down
hits that first.
That lays down the solids, Levi, so the 20-minute time or 20, 30 minutes. This product has a protection package that is a blend of solids and synthetic liquid polymers that are cross-linking. So let me throw you another number. So 20 minutes is the good dwell time for the solids to lay on the surface and do its thing. Now 4 hours after application, after you've wiped the residue off, it's actually best to allow that car 4 hours to just air out and not get wet. So ideally, you don't want moisture on that paint for 4 hours. And the reason is the polymer system, the polymer sealant, is doing its cross-linking, and it takes about that 3 to 4 hour mark to do. And during that time, You don't want moisture on there because that will interfere with that process.
With that cross-linking capability. And what I also have done is I've been able to keep this on a surface overnight. So at home in my garage, I've been working on the car. I've put the product on, just let it sit, finished out, gone to bed, come back out in the morning, and then I've wiped the product off. And what I like is how fast and easy it still comes off, even after sitting on the paint surface for like 10 hours.
Right.
Which there's not a lot of products that you can do that with without, you know, kind of feeling bad about it. Later the next morning, you got to really go to town and rub into it, and you're like, well, dang it, I should have just wiped it off.
Well, going back to our original objective, we wanted fast application, and part of that fast application is easy wipe off.
Well, and so in a detail shop setting, you'd be able to go around a car, get it on the surface. Even if you were, say, quicker, you could take that extra time while it's still sitting on the surface. You could dress the tires, you could clean the wheels, you could maybe final vacuum the interior, whatever you want to do. And then when you're done, wipe it all off, and you could park it for, let's say it's an afternoon and you've called your customer and then it's 1 o'clock, you called them, they're like, hey, I'll be there at 5. You could let it sit out there for those 4 hours.
Right.
On a nice day where it's not going to get rained on or any of that kind of stuff. And it's going to get technically glossier.
Yeah, actually,
I'm
glad you mentioned that, because one of the features of this, actually feedback from users, is, hey, the look of the car is different 4 hours later. And that's because once that cross-linking polymer fully links up, the gloss level actually is boosted. And I verified this with a gloss meter. It actually does have a higher gloss 4 hours later. So
that's cool. And then let's say at that point, then you have a quick detail or something, you're going to walk the car with the customer and you need to touch up a couple spots. You're safe because you're within that 4 hour window to get the surface wet. I think this is seriously one of my favorite products, and I've been using it a lot because my home hobby detailing out of my garage for my friends and family is literally just 1 steps. I've got a couple full paint corrections that come in every once in a while, but this is 90% of it. And it's a perfect Saturday afternoon kind of deal because it's quick, it's simple, and the results are awesome.
It's interesting you say that because this product, I think about back when I was a detailer. I'm not detailing cars now, but when I was years ago, I won't tell you how many years, but I had a 12-year mobile detail business, and if I had this product back then,
game changer. You wouldn't know what to do with yourself. You'd have so much money, your pants would probably be falling down, but you'd also have way more work than you could handle because you'd be getting them done so quick. So I like the effects of this product. I think this is a game changer for the industry because I haven't yet played with an all-in-one that is this simple, this fast, this easy, and this much cut.
That result.
And you get that kind of result on a hood that is this hammered. It's insane. And for those of you guys wondering, I did do this on vinyl wrap. So my Suburban's all vinyl wrapped. I did the same process with the yellow wool on vinyl, had no problems. And it worked perfectly because I was able to go fast. I was able to keep the heat down. So I did light pressure, no heat, but I was able to remove a lot of the light, fine, just scratches that get into the vinyl. So works well on that as well. So I assume it'll also work on for folks with PPF and stuff, what they want to polish the PPF out, same kind of thing.
Absolutely.
So there you go. Jason, thank you for coming, man. I appreciate it. This was awesome. I always love it when he's here. Well, actually, when we get to hang out. This is your first time here in the building, which is even better.
Very impressive. It's impressive.
It's going to be definitely a lot more fun once we're fully ready to rock and roll here. But as always, guys, you can pick up Rupes Uno Protect right here at the Rag Company and pair it with any of the fine Rupes pads that we carry. As always, guys, make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe. And stay tuned for more videos right here at the Rag Company YouTube channel. Thanks for watching.